Brothers and sisters, good morning once again. Today is another blessed day that you and I got to work and got to enjoy the day. Once we leave, there is hope. Once there is life, there is hope. Yeah, today I want us to move on to chapter 2 of my book. I'm done with the chapter 1, and I want you to follow me and share my videos. The chapter 2 of my book is entitled Does creation endorses poverty? It's the question. Does creation endorses poverty? Somebody will say that on this earth there are so many group of people who have their belief and their own way they understand the setup we live in. When I say the setup, the earth is a setup. Somebody set it up and we were not there, but it was a setup. So it's an amazing setup. So some people believe in evolutionary concepts and others believe in creation concepts. But with all due respect, today I want to stand in favor of creation concept without touching evolutionary concept or evolutionary theory. So probably when you listen to my book, please, with all due respect, I am going in a biased way. With all due respect, because I'm handle my topic based on creation point of view. And I believe 5 minutes or 6 minute video will not be able to help me to exhaust what I want to say. For that matter, I'm going to do dual videos. I'm going to do 2 videos, video 1 and video 2. And if you get it, try and share it and listen to it vividly. Before I move on, I want to ask this question. Does creation endorses poverty? Does creation endorses poverty? Oh, wow. Now, before I do justice or I do juxtapose today's question, I want you to know that your world is a reflection of your inner self. Your world is a reflection of your inner self. You see, all that you see around yourself, your vehicle, your motorbike, your bicycle, your food, the food you eat, your clothing, your wardrobe, your TV, your house, your shoes, is a reflection of what goes within. You see, anytime an individual is trying to fix the outside without dealing the inside, that person is a joke. So I don't joke with what goes within me. What goes within me is a replica of what comes outside. Your world is a reflection of your inner self. Again, your world is a reflection of your wisdom and knowledge. If you knew more, you wouldn't be where you are today. If you knew more, you wouldn't be where you are today. So your world is a reflection of your knowledge base. For that matter, in all you are getting, get wisdom and knowledge. In all you are getting, get understanding. Yes. Now, before I move on to the question that I've already asked, I want us to have a look about 2 or 3 laws that has to do with creation. Now, the first law we want to look at is the law of logic and rationale. The law of logic and rationale. The law of logic and rationale works in this way. Anything that we do or anything at all we want to handle on this earth must be carefully looked at in the eye of critical and logic thinking. Anything we want to do on this earth, we must carefully look at it in the eye of or in the sight of critical and logic thinking. So this law can also be termed as the law of excluded middle. So every statement is either true or false. We don't have middle ground statement. Every statement is true or false. We don't have middle ground statement. So every statement will give you one answer, either true or false. We can't have a true or false at the same time. So this law states that everything the Creator creates were in abundance. And if Creator creates things in abundance at that time, that same law is applicable today. So everything we do here, we must live in abundance. Wow. That's the law of logic and rationale. The second law I want to talk about is the law of opulence. The law of opulence. You see, this law talks about the law of abundance, the law of prosperity mindset, the law of wealth creation. At the same time, we can talk of the law of aesthetic, beauty, the law of magnificence, that's the law of opulence, the law of exquisite, the law of perfect. This law states that every God thing is exquisite. Oh Lord, thy God, how magnificent your name. How exquisite is your name. Oh Lord, our creator, how perfect is your name. Every God thing is perfect. Look at me sitting down here. I am a perfect, I'm an exquisite being. I am an unrefined. So this is the law of opulence. For that matter, you cannot live in lack. You cannot live in poverty mentality. You cannot live in deficiency. You need to live in abundance. You need to live in exquisite position. You need to live in a magnificent position all the time. That is the law of opulence. Now, the third law is the law of kind. The law of kind, K-I-N-D, the law of kind. This law also states that everything produces its kind. Everything produces its kind. For that matter, you see, when two animals meet, they don't produce cassava. When human beings meet, they don't produce elephants. When two elephants meet, they don't produce hippopotamus. When two hippopotamus meet, they don't produce dog. That's the law of kind. Why am I saying this? If we do not walk away from poverty mentality and poverty surroundings, the probability and likelihood that we will produce poverty generation is high. Because when two poverty people come together, they produce poverty children. When two poor people come together, they produce poor children. But when rich people come together, the probability that they will produce rich children is high. So we have to understand this law of kind. All right, I'll end this video here and I'll continue the part 2. Thank you.